The wind howled through the sprawling testing facility of Vanguard Aerospace. Jet engines roared like steel beasts and the scent of fuel thickened the air. Ethan Cole knelt on the concrete, scrubbing a stubborn fuel stain with steady hands. Above him, a procession of executives moved along the steel catwalk, their polished shoes clicking against metal. Among them, Veronica Pierce, 32, CEO, heels striking like gunshots, glanced down. Her voice cut through the noise. "Careful there. Don't touch what you don't understand. Jets aren't for floor sweepers." Laughter echoed around her. Ethan didn't respond. His eyes, trained to read machines, drifted to the sleek fighter jet behind the glass, the place where he once belonged. Veronica had inherited Vanguard Aerospace 6 months ago, after her father died of a heart attack in his corner office. Brilliant, ruthless, and utterly convinced that weakness had no place in the sky, she had swiftly proven herself. She fired underperformers without hesitation, cut budgets that didn't deliver immediate returns, and built walls so high around herself that even her reflection felt foreign. To her, the world was binary, those who flew and those who fell. Once you fell, you didn't deserve to look up. She had grown up watching her father command rooms, negotiate billion-dollar contracts, and shake hands with generals and senators. Respect, he taught her, was earned through dominance. Sympathy was weakness, dressed in pretty words. When he collapsed at his desk, clutching his chest, she wasn't there. She was in Tokyo, closing a deal. She flew home to an empty office, a legacy that felt heavier than she could carry. The funeral was private, the press conference flawless, and every night since she practiced her father's expression in the mirror, the expression that said nothing could break her, but something already had. Ethan Cole had fallen long ago. Now 35, the scars on his back made him feel older than he was. A former Air Force fighter pilot with the elite Valor Squadron, he had flown F-16s on missions so secret, even the government pretended they never happened. He'd saved lives without recognition, executed maneuvers that defied physics, and faced death dozens of times. Then came the Nevada mission. His wingman's engine failed at 20,000 feet. Ethan broke formation to guide him down through a sandstorm that turned the sky into a wall of rage. Both survived, but Ethan's jet took shrapnel. He ejected, spent 2 days in the desert, and when rescue finally came, he was grounded for life. During his physical therapy, his wife Sarah died of cancer. His world shrank to a small apartment shared with his 8-year-old daughter Leia, whose smile reminded him painfully of everything he'd lost. Vanguard Aerospace was the only place that offered him work without demanding he stand for 12 hours. Humiliating at first, yes, he'd once commanded respect here, but he discovered a small joy. Leia could accompany him, sit quietly in the corner sketching jets, learning to love the sky he could no longer touch. One afternoon, Veronica discovered Leia in the restricted testing zone. Cross-legged on the concrete, the child traced a faded blueprint with tiny fingers. "Who let this child in here?" Veronica's voice sliced the hum of machinery. I was just looking," Leia stammered. "This is a place for those who know how to fly." "Not for dreamers," Veronica snapped, gesturing to the prototype fighter behind glass. "Do you know how much that costs? More than your house? More than your school? More than anything you'll ever touch in your life?" Ethan arrived breathless. "I'm sorry, ma'am. She won't. You think mopping floors in a hangar will get you back into the sky?" Veronica interrupted, her gaze sweeping him from head to toe. Her words struck like blades. Ethan said nothing. He clenched his fists, then let them relax. Some battles weren't worth fighting. Not here. Not in front of Leia. That night, Ethan's gaze lingered on the tattoo hidden beneath his sleeve. Iron wings with the words, "Wings of Valor," a reminder of everything he'd lost and everything he had saved. Marcus Hale, 63, veteran engineer with a limp from a helicopter crash in the 80s, noticed Ethan's precision while he worked. Something about the way he moved, methodical and silent, told Marcus he wasn't just a janitor. Pulling an old photo of the Valor Squadron from 2012, Marcus froze. Third from the left, same jawline, same eyes. Rumors spread quietly. Some watched Ethan with awe, others with doubt. Veronica caught wind during a board meeting, dismissing it as fantasy. But the whispers lingered in her mind. Then came the Apex 7 engine demonstration. Vanguard's newest prototype, meant to revolutionize military aviation, was set for a live test. But during pre-launch checks, pressure readings spiked unpredictably. Panic rippled through the engineers. Ethan, mopping quietly in the corner, noticed the problem immediately. The second exhaust valve had been installed backward. A catastrophic failure was imminent. He hesitated. He wasn't an engineer here. He was a janitor. But then he thought of Laya, of the pilots who could die, of his wingman back in Nevada. "Excuse me," he said. "The second exhaust valve, it's reversed. At altitude, the chamber will fail." The room went silent. Veronica's eyes flashed. "I don't need a lesson from someone who mops floors." Marcus confirmed it within minutes. Engineers scrambled. The installation had to be corrected before the demonstration. Finally, the test day arrived. The engine roared to life, exceeding all expectations. Then alarms blared. Smoke and fire erupted. Engineers screamed as a young man, Kyle, became trapped beneath a fallen beam. Ethan didn't think. He ran through flames, lifting the beam, shielding Kyle, his back screaming in protest. Outside, he removed his jacket to wrap the young man, revealing the tattoo. The room froze. Wings of Valor, the insignia of a squadron long thought lost. Veronica, staring at Ethan, finally understood. The quiet janitor who moved like a ghost, who saved lives without recognition, was the man who had saved her father years ago. She saw him as he truly was, a hero, invisible no more. The hangar emptied. The chaos subsided. Reporters lingered, paramedics whisked Kyle away, and Veronica approached Marcus, then finally Ethan, who sat calmly mending his jacket, his daughter's shoe beside him. For the first time, she looked at